Hey everybody, it's Milio3x11 and today... What's up, man?
Dude, you can't just make a new video.
What are you talking about?
It has to be at least a year before you make a new video.
Why?
Dude, it's a fucking meme that you never upload videos. You can't just ruin the meme for your audience.
Dude, piss off. That's cringy. Hey everybody, it's Milio3x11 and today I have a little bit of a different video, because today I have no minifigures. Today, I have a MOC.
I'm feeling strong enough to bring the world into. Feels like ever since we left this place.
I love Lego, and I love making custom minifigures, but one thing that I love equally as much is building with Lego. This is just not something that I've really shown off on YouTube before for some reason, but I have flagged my Flickr in pretty much every single video I've ever made, and that's where I usually post my MOCs. So you can go check them out there, but it's just not really the same as talking about them in a video. Personally, I really like watching videos where people show off what they've built. Something like Jangbricks, for instance, where he show off his Lego city and show the progress that he's making. I just think it's really fun and interesting, and I've wanted to do something similar for a really long time. I've just never really gotten around to doing it. But today, we changed that. I guess I should start out by saying what I've actually built, even though it's pretty obvious because it's right there in the title and the thumbnail. But anyway, it's of course the flying Fort Anglia from Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I have the second iteration of the official Lego Fort Anglia, but to be frank, it kinda sucks, so I wanted to make my own version for a while. Normally when I build, I just take the parts that I have and just start doing something, and if I need parts along the line, I just go to Bricklink and order some. But for this one in particular, I started out in Lego Digital Designer, which is an awesome program by the way, and there I just designed the whole thing, and when I was done with that, I just went to Bricklink where they have this awesome feature where you can put in an LDD file, and it'll just find all the bricks that you need and find stores that has them, and you can just purchase all the parts at once. And it's really simple and easy and just an awesome feature. When I got the parts, I had to change some stuff up a little bit because LDD is not perfect when it comes to what you can actually physically do with Lego bricks, so you kind of have to tweak it just a little bit. First of all, let me say that this car is too big. Compared to minifigures and compared to other Lego builds, it is just a little oversized. But I mainly focused on getting as much detail into this car as I possibly could, so the size of it wasn't my biggest concern. If we put a minifigure next to it, it's not like it's dwarfing him, and a car of this size isn't necessarily not minifigure scaled, but the Ford Anglia isn't that big of a car in real life, so maybe a 5-stud wide build would have been better in terms of size, but it would just have been much more difficult to get as much detail into it as I wanted, so that's why I went with the 6 wide. If we put the car next to my Hagrid's hut, it's not ridiculously oversized, but if we put it next to my private drive, for instance, it's very much so. It is genuinely just difficult to make something minifigure scaled because the proportions of minifigures are just completely messed up. So getting a consistent scale throughout various MOCs can be quite a challenge. So most of the time I just make it so it looks the best it can by itself and just somewhat resemble minifigure scale. The build of this car is actually quite intricate in some of the ways I build it. It uses a few studs not on top techniques, such as on the front bumper. It is attached with a couple of modified bricks with studs on the side, and the front headlights are just attached onto that. We have something similar going on for the back bumper. This time the real lights are just attached to these modified bricks up here instead. The most interesting and difficult thing to figure out was the bottom of the car. I used what is referred to as an illegal technique, which basically just means that this is not something that you would find in any official Lego set, but is still something that's possible with bricks. It is a simple and useful technique though, and it's made by just taking a few T-slopes and squeezing them into some plates. Then you can just take that and put it into a couple of bricks, and you have a fairly solid connection. I added some more detail here in the bottom, like pipes and the exhaust. This is not meant to be accurate to the real thing, I just wanted to have something, so it's not completely plain. I think the last noteworthy thing are these cheese slopes down here by the mudguard. Here I used another illegal technique where you can put stuff upside down, but taking up a lot less space than the other one that I just showed you. I took some of those old hydraulic tubes and put in some of the smaller, more rigid type of tubes. This gives it the same diameter as a stud and makes you able to attach an anti-stud right onto it. One of the reasons I wanted to make this car was, well, obviously because it's a nice car and such an iconic presence in the second movie/book, but also because of this. What is this? I just really hate the 2010 version of this car. It looks nothing like the car it's supposed to, and just overall it's just really ugly. The 2002 version is a little bit better, but really not by that much, and I don't have that one anyway, so, well, I kinda had to do a MOC. After making this car, they also released pictures of the upcoming 2018 version. This one is by far the best one yet, but I'm still not the biggest fan, so I'm still glad I made this one. So I know this video was a little bit out of the usual, but I hope you liked seeing something that I built for a change, and possibly learning some new techniques that you can apply to your own creations. I have a lot of other MOCs that I want to show you, and if that's something that you're interested in, you can stay tuned. You can also go check out my Flickr and Instagram if you want to see other stuff from me before I post it here on YouTube, and if you just want to see other random stuff from my life. But that was pretty much it for this time, so LEGO 3x11L, signing out.